What's up, everybody? It's another wonderful Monday night of Chewin the BBQ Fat. Sorry, missed y'all last week. We were in Las Vegas having a good time. Currently, we are in Dollywood. It's great. A lot of fun. Miss everybody. Hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. Getting ready for a New Year's. We had a great Christmas. We had a great Christmas season. It's amazing. It's all about Jesus. We were able to talk to the kids about Jesus and all that wonderful things. And that's what it was all about for us. The presents, our house was a bomb with presents going off. But it was amazing. It was a good opportunity for us to be grateful for what we've had. This year has been a wonderful year for the Jarvis family and for the Atlanta Barbecue Store. A lot of great things have happened. And I hope everything in your world has been good. I hope that y'all had a wonderful Christmas. And it's still the Christmas season, I know, for some people. But good, glad to see you. Yeah, we are very blessed, Jason. So Raymond, how you doing? We had a wonderful Christmas. Kenny Dobbs, how are you, buddy? But man, I tell you what, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was quite hectic, like always. But as I talked to the guy coming on tonight, Scott Parr, we talk almost every day, and he could tell you if my life isn't hectic, then something's going on. But we just keep going and do what we do. So that's right. Happy New Year. Make it great. We're going to do it. What's up, Lincoln Andrews? How you doing, bud? But anyway, I hope y'all all had a wonderful Christmas season, getting ready for a new year. Hope you cook something good. Hope you cook something great for Christmas Day or Christmas, whatever, sometime during the season, or you're planning on it. What a great time to cook. What a great time to cook for family. Everybody knows it's time for you to show off, and everybody loves it. So that's awesome. What's up, Mark? How you doing, man? Josh Roberts, my main man. How are you, bud? Good to see you. If y'all will, like the page, share the page, subscribe to the YouTube. Love to get that YouTube channel going. But anyway, Scotty Chun, my man, how are you? Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. But I'm going to go ahead and bring Scott on. Unless y'all have anything else y'all want to talk about, I'm going to bring him on, and we're going to just talk. We're literally just going to chew the barbecue fat tonight. He's one of my good friends. We talk. What's up, Alan? Alan, we got a lot to talk about with what Alan's got going on coming up also. But without further ado, Scott Parr, come on in. How you doing, my man?
Hey, Brian. How you doing, buddy?
I'm awesome. Well, congratulations for all the talk that I led up to and everything else. It is officially official now that you are the president of the GBC, correct?
Yes, I am.
Congratulations.
It's a big job, but we got we got a lot of good board members on there that has come on board, and we've been working hard here for the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's good to have them on.
Yeah, man. So before we get any further into GBC, I know that's something we're going to talk a lot about, and we talk about it a lot. Lee, what's up, man? How you doing? Lee Epps, Native Smokers. Janet, how you doing? It's been crazy. I'm sure Christmas at the Falls was a great success for y'all. But what has been going on with you this holiday season so far?
Oh, spending some wonderful time with the family. Had a great time. Cooked a little bit of prime rib Christmas Eve. Had mom over and the boys and their girlfriends. So I've been having a great time.
What'd you use?
I had to go back to work today. I didn't get to go to Dollywood. So,
God, it's terrible. That's terrible. What'd you put on your prime rib?
Salt, pepper, garlic. Salt, pepper, garlic. No, I put Lane. Lane out of Bethlehem. I put his brisket rub on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Ryan Lane, great guy. Lane's barbecue.
Yep, Ryan Lane. Mm-hmm.
Well, good. So let's get started right away with what I believe the GBC is in great hands. Now, the GBC was awesome before. Y'all have all heard me talk about the Georgia Barbecue Championship points chase and how I feel like that's a big important thing going on. And the barbecue competition world, because not everybody can chase KCBS points, but you can chase a local points chase. So tell me a little bit about, Scott. What is your point? How is your points chase different than anybody else's?
Well, I think our points chase allows everyone to participate. It allows those that can cook, uh, 20 cooks a year to compete, as well as those that can only maybe cook 5 cooks a year. We take the sanctioned events here in Georgia, which is could be anywhere from 10 to 12. We take the 5 best scores in each individual category. We'll also take the 5 best finishes that you've had, and we compile them, and you get points through them throughout the year. So if you miss a contest or you can't go, then it's okay. Now, of course, somebody that maybe is getting to cook all of the sanctioned events, their odds might increase because they have a chance of getting rid of some low scores.
So how many contests are you? I'm sorry, I've been trying to share the page.
Yes. I thought I was boring you, Brian.
No, I'm trying to share the page.
No, I think we'll wind up with maybe 12 this year.
12 contests.
Hopefully 12 this year. We've got a new one that we're going to sanction in Athens. Richard Reiner, he's the organizer there, is the Classic City Barbecue Challenge that's going to be in May. It is the same weekend that is scheduled for Pussycat, but it's going to be at the Terrabin Brewery. He's really excited about that. From the conversations he and I had, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good payout, but it is going to be a GBC event, and so it's another one we can add.
I think it's great. I mean, it's in my backyard. I love it. I will be if I can, if I'm able to cook that weekend, I will definitely be in Athens, Georgia, cooking that. And that's something that's support local, right? Just do what you got to do. I think it's great. Go cook. It doesn't matter where you cook. Just go cook barbecue. That's. I think that has been my theme throughout. If you want to go chase points, if you're looking for the big money, there's that every weekend, But also, if you just want to stay close to home, if you want to cook, then go to your backyard and go cook in your backyard. I think that's a great opportunity. No kidding, Lincoln. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I don't know. It was 20 minutes for me. But so not only are y'all a points chase, GBC is also trying to raise awareness of barbecue, raise awareness, right, of other things here locally in Georgia. What else do you have going in the next couple months in February coming up with one of the best pork cooks to ever cook? What do you have going on there?
It is the GBC, Georgia Barbecue Championships Champions Cook Class. So it is the Champions class. It's going to be made up of Mark Weatherford.
I heard you have 3 really good cooks.
We've got 3 excellent cooks. We've got one that's just knocks you out of the place. But
one guy can't cook. He does a barbecue store and talks barbecue all the time.
Yeah. Mark Weatherall, Maya Jane.
Yep.
We've gotten Kobe Bowers.
Yep.
With Rolling Coals. He's doing the ribs.
Yep.
Mark's doing the chicken.
Yep.
Then this
hat.
Other fella, Sean Frigus with Angry Jack. He's doing the brisket. And then we found another guy that just so happened to be available, and that's Brian Jarvis.
Yours truly will be cooking pork.
Yes.
I tell you what, I did. I knocked it out of the park. Woo!
You did. You come in strong, buddy.
I'm very excited, guys. If y'all know me, y'all know that I'm not overly confident. But we had a good year of pork. I'm so looking forward to. I have been to every one of the GBC classes that has been put on. We've either sponsored the class or attended the class or whatever, and it is really exciting to be on the other side and be able to cook. It's really awesome to see that we were able to do that and to be up there with 3 incredible cooks. It just makes it so much. It makes it special for me because, I mean, Maya Jane, Roland Kolb's. And I wouldn't say you yourself are some of the up and coming teams in Georgia that are just taking off and are ready to take it over to the next step and take over and just blow it out of the water. And then you got Sean Trigestad with Angry Jack, who has probably been the most dominant Georgia cook for the past 5 years, coming in there and cooking with us. So, like I say, I'm thrilled that I'm able to be up there with those guys, and cooking and teaching, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So
it is. It's going to be a great class.
And I know it's not, you can't sign up yet, correct? Or maybe you
nope.
can't.
But put it on your calendars. It's February the 12th. We're going to have 25 seats, which, they're going to go quick. We've had a lot of people that's already inquired about it, so it's going to go quick. The cost of the seats is $400. That's a bargain. That is a bargain.
Those three guys,
you know what the classes are going for now. So It's going to be done right here in Gwinnett County in Norcross, Georgia. We've got a nice place to have it at. Plenty of room. It'll be a good setup. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's exciting.
Well, I know when we did ours, we announced ours a little premature and didn't have a way of signing up, but I gave people an opportunity to send an email or something along those lines, to get their name on a waiting list or something like that. Are y'all doing that?
Yes. We should have a link up pretty quick. Matter of fact, Alan he's the one that's he's kind of heading this up. He should have a Facebook link up now.
Okay.
So we've got a group of people that's working on this class, and yeah, it's going to be good.
So people can send a message to you or through that link on the Facebook, right?
That is correct.
And while they cannot pay for it and they cannot whatever, they can get on a wait list to be able
Yes. And please do. If you're interested and it's something you want to do, contact myself or follow that link, and we'll definitely get your name down.
Because I know I've already had somebody that wants 2 seats.
Yes.
And people are calling me or asking me, and they're all like, man, I hear they got a really good lineup of chicken, ribs, and brisket, and they got some hack and pork, but it's worth going to. And I'm you know what? I agree 100%. I'm there to watch what Colby does in ribs. Tell you that guy is killing it. And by the way, I'll be cooking too, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of classes, Scott, I know it's all off the side. Well, we got our class coming up here not this weekend coming up, but the following weekend. We're really that. Scott's helping me with that. Scott has been by my side through this whole roller coaster ride of the Atlanta Barbecue Store Classic. And this class goes right along with it. So he's in here helping me, and we've been talking about it. And he's like, man, you know what? I don't mind being a guinea pig, right? Like, well, we'll be a guinea pig and we can help each other out and go about and have a great both 2 great classes. And they're both going to be really good classes. And like I say, sign up for that class because it's really going to be good. Anything else you want to talk about the class, Scott?
No, I think we covered the class.
Good. So what do you see changing in 2022 in barbecue as a whole? Not necessarily just GBC or Georgia barbecue, but what do you see as Georgia barbecue or barbecue as a whole? What do you see happening there?
Well, I think, I'm not going to say that COVID is still not a factor, but we're definitely seeing more events coming out. I think there's a word that they might have an event in Jessup, Georgia. So I think we're going to see some more events come out at Puskew if it comes back out. So I think we're seeing competition barbecue take off again. I definitely see more interest. I see more people that are interested in, seeing what it's about, and hopefully that, with GBC at these events that we can help that. We can pull in more people. We can, I'd like for the GBC and some of the people that we have cooking for the GBC work to mentor those that are in the backyard division that definitely can cook great. Go ahead and get them on up into the pro division or the Master Series as far as KCBS is concerned. But yeah, I mean that's what I see. I see a lot of backyard cooks that are ready to move up.
Yeah, and I think I see Childs is watching. If you are, please just say a quick hello, because I got an email from KCBS, and the J Cup is coming is about to be online. So if y'all remember back a couple months ago, I had Childs come on and we talked about the judges the judges program where they're able to update um, their knowledge or whatever, right? So everybody's gonna be on the same page, and that's there. If he is on, Charles, if you're on, just if you don't mind, just give a quick comment on there about what that's going to be, or check your email, because I really believe that's the kind of stuff that KCBS is doing to keep us in the right direction. I think it's going to be helping the judges. It's going to be helping all of us feel like we're on a fair playing field where we don't have to blame the judges every time we get a bad score. I mean, it is what it is. We all have cooked competition barbecue or whatever long enough to know what the judging is like. So, I'm just glad to see something's happened, something's changing, and they're really working hard to make it better. So, that's one thing that I've seen, like I say, not just in Georgia, but around the country, is there is a lot more interest. There's a lot of engagement in barbecue right now. I think KCBS and one of the bigger sanctioning bodies out there is really putting a lot of effort into making barbecue really good again. I know it's been down; the numbers have been down, but I hope in 2022 we see a big jump. But I think a lot of that has to do with us, right? I mean, me on this barbecue show, or me talking barbecue to other people, pushing it to other people. You, as in the president of the GBC. And what can the GBC do to grow Georgia barbecue? What can SCBA do? What can CBA do? What can BCA do? What can, whoever it is, whatever sanctioning body, whatever is out there, what can they individually do to grow this wonderful sport, hobby, whatever you want to call it, help it to grow again? I think that's wonderful. I know Brad was on last week or 2 weeks, whenever we on, talking about the barbecue league is planning on doing some events. I think it's great. And I think we all need to work together, because all the sanctioning bodies work together at the end of the day to grow the sport of barbecue. So that was long-winded. I don't even know if I asked a question or not, Scott, but
you didn't ask a question, but keep on.
Yeah, we got Derek Johnson. There's another one in Georgia. Baxley, Georgia. I think Scotty Wild asked if South Georgia. I don't know. Derek, can you tell me if that's South Georgia, considered South Georgia? I know that's east over there, but I don't know if Baxley would be considered South Georgia or just coastal Georgia. What's up, John Spencer? Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. I do appreciate it. But one thing that Scott, that we've talked about doing is possibly the first Monday of every month, or one Monday a month, having you come on and talk about GBC, what's going on GBC, the points chase, and everything else, to give it a little bit of notoriety. And I also talked to Bill Purvis this week. He is on board for doing the same thing with the CBA. And I would love to get somebody with KCBS or any other sanctioning body that's on that would love to come on and talk for 5-10 minutes about what's going on in their sanctioning body, or their whatever it is, their group, and just talk about barbecue for a little bit. I think that'd be awesome. So what do you think about that, Scott? You got anything that you want? What are you going to talk about?
No, I definitely, I think it'd be great. It's definitely a tool to get the word out there, and let's get together. Let's promote each other. Let's promote the events, and definitely let's get more of the public involved. The one thing that we do have to do with the GBC is during COVID, we've lost some major sponsors. So we've got to start over. We got to pick those sponsors back up again.
How can somebody, if somebody was interested in sponsoring the GBC, or any other whatever, how can they go about doing that? Who do they need to get in touch with?
They need to get in touch with myself or Alan. And once we get our web page up and going, it'll be a lot easier to get in touch with us. We'll have the links there. We should have it up, by the first of the year. But you could still reach us on Facebook, so you can get our links for that.
Facebook is Georgia Barbecue Championship is the Facebook page, correct?
That's correct. Georgia Barbecue Championship.
Yeah. So if you hear us say GBC, if you're going to look for it, you got to type in Georgia Barbecue Championship on Facebook or anything else, and that's how you're going to get there. So, correct? Am I
Correct.
right? So what do you think as sponsors, looking for sponsors, what kind of sponsorships are you looking for?
Well, that's kind of obvious.
And what do you?
No, we're looking for support. It doesn't matter anything. I'd love to be able to all the GBC members, GBC teams at each event, be able to have something there for them. Some goodie bags, some things that we can do there. But we would like to have some sponsors that can help us out for monetary value. There's something I'm working on now. I don't like to talk about things until I've got it nailed down. But the GBC is a nonprofit organization, and we are here to give back to the community. We're here to give back to the barbecue world, plus those in need and in the communities that we go to and the events that we attend. So that is a priority. That is one of the priorities, is we need to be able to give back to those. And that's something we're still working on, and we're really trying to identify the best method that we can do that.
I love it. I think that's very important. And that's something that, we've talked a lot about throughout this whole time of what else is going on is what is GBC going to do? And I think there's a lot of wonderful things in the works that, GBC is going to be doing for their contest, or their contest will be doing to support the community. So with that being said, when does all right, so can people be a member yet? Say somebody wants to be a member of the GBC this year and they want to go ahead and say, you know what, I really love what's going on. And I really want to get on board with these guys because Scott Parr is awesome. He's got a great vision and he's doing some wonderful things.
Man, you're putting the pressure on. We're that close to
my bad. Okay, my bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. As soon as we get those links, as soon as we get things up, then yes, absolutely. You'll be able to sign up, join the GBC. There's the pro division of the GBC is $50 a year. The backyard's $35. But you can still belong to the GBC, be a friend of the GBC, without having to be a cook. So there's, you could definitely be a part of it.
What are you planning on doing at a contest that is sponsored by, or that is sanctioned by GBC or whatever it would be called? I guess it's sanctioned.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out at Jarvis's trailer. That's what I plan on doing.
Yep, come on, more the merrier. But what do you see? How do you see a GBC moving forward? Because I know we've had a lot of conversations about this. Yeah. What do you see as a GBC sanctioned event contest? Right, because not every contest has to be sanctioned by GBC in Georgia, right? It's something that should be, highly regarded or whatever. I don't know. What would happen at a GBC if I'm a member of a GBC and I go cook a Sip and Swine, which is going to be a GBC event? Is there anything special for me as a member that will be there?
Yeah, I mean that's something we're working on. The main thing we have to get our name out there. We have to tell the people that are at these events who we are and what our mission statement is, which is promoting barbecue, the excellence of barbecue, competition in Georgia. So the GBC has been around, and it's our job to get out there. One of the things that's kind of disappointed me in the past that I want to fix, and that is I've run into a lot of people that has been to some sanctioned events and they didn't even know who the GBC was. They didn't know They didn't know anything about the GBC or even the points race or even the competition. So even if you can't cook every sanctioned event in Georgia, you can still compete. I mean, Brian, you was limited on how many cooks you could actually attend, but still, I mean, you're still able to compete.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I think that's one thing that's really cool, right? It's one thing you've heard me talk about a lot is if you can't chase points for KCBS, find somewhere where you can. Find somewhere where you can get competitive. Find something that you can do to keep those competitive fires going, because that's why we do this. Yeah, we all want to hear our name called. We all want to get a little bit of recognition. But if you have an opportunity to go get into a points chase and at the end of the year win a category and be able to say, hey, look, I'm the like Colby can sit there and say, I am the best rib cook in the state of Georgia.
that's right.
He is the guy, right? Like he is the guy that can cook better than anybody else a rib. He's got that for a year. And I think that's awesome. I think he's got that, what he can talk about. Mark can say that for chicken. What's up, Wes Garrett? And that's what's really cool. I mean, it gives me. I'm a pork guy. I told Ellen, hey, we're the pork champions of the world. Yay, Georgia, yay. It's pretty cool. And I've got that for a year, and I think it's pretty cool to me. So find something that you can go, and you got to cook 5 contests. You don't have to cook 35 contests to be competitive in this. You can just cook 5, and you might not. I mean, a lot of like Scott, I think cooked 10 or 11. He's got an advantage because he's got drops and everything else. So the more you cook, the better chances you have. But you don't have to cook 10 to 12 contests. You can cook 5. And what I like about it is it gives somebody that's not necessarily in Georgia, they could still be a member. Like I'll say Rooters and Tutors up in Tennessee, or Jason Hardy at Elite Smokers in South Carolina, right? Like gives those guys an opportunity, or whoever outside the state. They can come in and cook 5 contests when they're going to cook 30 or 40 contests a year. But they can come in and cook 5 in Georgia. And now they got an opportunity to be in that point chase also, right?
That's right.
And I think that's what's cool. It gives you more opportunities. But you do have to be a member of GBC.
Yes.
So
yeah, and I really like to see our membership grow. I'd like to bring more people into the competition barbecue. I think if we can do that, and the more events that we can sanction here in Georgia, then the likelihood of these events being successful should really grow. I mean, if the GBC can bring in 25, 35, 40 teams, I mean, that to these events, then that will help them be successful.
Yeah.
And most of these events, Brian, they're there for a charity or for something that they're trying to raise money for in their community.
Yep.
So it's good to be a part of that.
And I will say, if you're not in Georgia, if you're not in the Southeast, if you're in Northeast or something, find the Mid-Atlantic series to get involved with. If you're it doesn't, and Scott, I'm sorry, but it doesn't just have to be the GBC. Find something local to where you are and get a part of that, because the more we can grow each individual, yes, Bill, you probably should be. Please take it easy on all of us, though, when you come down. No, I'm just kidding. Bill's a Triple H. Every time he comes down to Georgia, he just mops up. And I think that's really cool. So that's why I went SLBS for now. I think 6 contests is the number to max before low score start. Yeah, there you go, Jacob. I mean, that's what's so cool is give yourself an opportunity to go in there and cook. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the St. Louis barbecue is a KCBS. I think it's kind of like GBC where it follows the KCBS. I don't know, Jacob. You can follow up. The Rocky Mountain Barbecue Association. Aaron, what is that like? Is that kind of similar to the GBC, or is it its own sanctioning body? See, that's what I love about this. There's so much out there, Scott, that people can be involved in, and and just grow this thing organically and not necessarily worry about KCB. That's where I kind of got a little sideways is, we don't have to, like, who cares if there's a contest? Yeah, that's awesome. It is like KCBS. That's cool. Just grow it organically and let it go. Oh, 6. Okay, that's cool. So, there's a lot of different things. Go jump in and go get on that. Go get on that. Whatever you're capable of doing. Oh, they're doing fireworks here at Dollywood. Uh, I bet my kids are having a blast with that down there. Um, but that's why I think that at the beginning of this, Scott, we both said we feel like barbecue's about to grow again. Barbecue's about to do some good things, and I firmly believe that there's so much going on that it's about to explode. I really believe that it's going to get big again. But it takes stuff like what we're doing now, what you're doing with the GBC, and the passion that you have to come in there and to make it grow and give it a reason for somebody to want to come cook. Tom Tilley, I heard Tom Tilley. Breaking news is that he's going pro this year. Him and the Pit Vipers are going pro. Congratulations, Tom. Glad to hear that. No, I didn't hear that. I think that was what the talk of the town is that Tom is going to go pro. So that's good to hear. So sorry, Scott, I just threw that out.
No, that's no. We was picking at him last week. So
yeah, he said,
but
no.
he's got those kids are great, and they're going to be great cooks, and they're going to be tough to deal with.
They are. I feel the desire growing from a lot of new teams, exciting times. You know what, Wes Garrett, I couldn't agree more. A lot of the people that have been in the sport for a long time feel like it's going away. And I think a lot of that, especially here in Georgia, everybody's like, oh, Georgia's barbecue is going down. I'm like, man, I just don't see that. What I see is some of the older teams are going away and there's a lot of new teams coming in. There's a lot. I mean, it's just a transition, I feel like, where we're going through right now. And just because the people that in your clique that don't come and cook as much, that doesn't mean it's going away. It just means it's different. And it is very much a different look out there today. And I think one of the biggest, we've talked about this a good bit, one of the barriers to entry to barbecue is people coming and looking at all the rigs and everything else and being like, man, I can't get involved in that. It's too expensive. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that has to be the case, right? Like, what if somebody calls you saying, hey, Scott, I want to get involved in GBC, what would you tell them they need to do to get involved in cooking?
Well, they need to come and they need to spend some time with us. I mean, there's plenty of cooks out there. You don't have to have a rig. If you can put 3-4 barrels in the back of your truck and set up a canopy, I mean, you're good to go. But it is good. I mean, come to an event, hang out with us cooks. Anybody that wants to come and shadow me and work with me on my side, I welcome it. So yeah, I mean, it's as well as I do, Brian. Everybody is great in the barbecue world. It's like a big family. If you need help, somebody's there. If you need something, so it's there is no secrets. I mean, there's some things that you don't necessarily. I mean, Sean's very tight-lipped. We know that, but it's
Angry Jack.
Yeah, Angry Jack. But no, Sean's a great guy. But
no, Frank Nagel said people can come hang out with Yes Dear Barbecue. I mean,
yes.
If you need an opportunity, if Frank is going to tell you to come hang out with Yes Dear Barbecue, go hang out with Yes Dear Barbecue because those guys are good. They are good, and they're great guys. I mean,
yeah. Frank's a great guy. He is. I think he's probably been cooking longer than anyone on the board. I might be the oldest on the board, but I think he's been cooking the longest. So.
Jason, I could not agree with you more. If you want to get into barbecue, there's so much information out there. I'm the same way when I started. I took Pit Vipers up in Smoker. I don't remember that guy's name, Danny Kugel. He had a class, he had a video out, and I took that. And, the only reason I kept that was because it was I could keep going back and watching it over and over again. But even that information was nothing compared to what's out there right now. I mean, there is so much out there that you can jumpstart your career in barbecue. Like he said, 5 years. I couldn't agree more. If you're willing to pay, and if you pay $400 and come to a class like what Scott's offering, that you are gonna. Mark Weatherall will get you started on chicken. He's gonna get you there, and Colby can cook ribs like nobody's business. And And then going along with all the different stuff, I mean, it's just amazing the opportunities out there to get to where you could cook barbecue really good, really fast. I think that, and I think the biggest, Jason, if you tell me what you think, but I do believe when I first started cooking, nobody would tell you what they did. It was very tight-lipped what people were doing. You couldn't go into people's trailers. It was like, don't look, And I really feel that has kind of changed a little bit. I mean, I think people are more and more open to what's going on out there. So, yeah, free beer at I guess you get free beer at Yes Dear. Apparently, I don't know.
We're gonna do something like that at one of the events. I'd love to do that. I think GBC needs to have something where everybody can come together at each event. I mean, we'll see what we can do. It's a lot of work, but yeah, I think there's good opportunity for us to, like I said, kind of open up and bring in new teams.
Yep. Bill Hayden said he always talks to new teams. And you know what? He does. I'm telling you. I mean, I went up and talked to him when he came down. I was like, oh, man, there's AAA. I'm going to go talk to him. And he is as welcome. Him and his wife are both as welcoming as can be. And he is the winner of the American Royal. And he's willing to talk to you. Right? Like, I mean, just think about all, like, if he's willing to do that, and you've got the Yes Deers who has won the Georgia championship over and over and over again. I think this is the first year they haven't taught a class since it started. And, I think that there's so much out there. Go talk to people. Do not be afraid to go talk, especially new people. And if you cook in the backyard, jump to pro. Go for it. I'm sorry. I know I'm gonna stir the pot with that a little bit, but go pro. Get in there, jump in there, and compete with the best of the best. And there's nothing like they will talk to you, they will help you, just like anything else. See where you stand. I think that to me is a big thing. But anyway, Scott, talk for a second. I'm going to read the comments.
No, I agree. As far as I read something that Jason put on there, the amount of information that's out there now with the barbecue league and other things that are going on, the classes that you can take. I mean, most cooks now, they're good. I mean, all of them can cook well. So it's definitely a lot more competitive. And, I feel that as far as the backyards, yes, they can cook. I mean, they've been cooking for a long time. A lot of them have. It's just one more meat. It's as simple as that. It's just one more meat.
It's one more meat, but it opens up your opportunity to cook by 4 times as much, right? Like, it's hard for contests to have a backyard. I mean, it's hard to have a backyard contest added onto it, especially if you're limited in space. I think how many backyard events does GBC have coming up this year?
5, total of 5. And I believe, Lions, their backyard, it's a little different. Lions, Georgia they have their backyard on Friday night in the center of town. But I think, 5, we're going to have one at Sip and Swine. There'll be one at Calhoun. Let's see, Kennesaw. There'll be one at Kennesaw. And then at the end of the year, there'll be another one, the throwdown. But I believe
Alan, you can make it happen. I don't like to hear no. Alan. You can make this happen. I promise you. Just write them down. When you get to 25, stop taking names.
We got Alan on here tonight.
Yeah, he's trying to say, Alan, you can make it happen. I know you can, and I am by no means anything with GBC, but I'm just poking the bear.
Alan's a great guy.
Alan's awesome.
I've really enjoyed working with all of them.
So apparently if you want a White Claw, you go to Politically Incorrect's place. Tom says go pro unless you have 14-year-olds. Oh, here we go. I had fun doing pro. Yep. Wes, you're going to admit to drinking that stuff. Oh, I have a chat one with Dad. Jason already agreed. So anyway, how do you get involved? Robert Freeman wants to know, how do you get involved in the GBC? I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Or are you just talking about how do you get involved in barbecue? If you're talking about GBC, I'm going to let Scott answer that.
Look us up. I mean, shoot something to me. I'll call you. I mean, all you got to do is reach out. I'll call you. We'll talk. That's one thing. I'm accessible to anybody and everybody. So yeah, give me a call. I might have to hang up on Brian to take the call, but
And I will gladly let him talk to somebody as long as if it's growing our sport. See you, buddy. Right?
No, I'm excited. I'm excited for this year, and definitely excited for the GBC. I think we can grow it. Ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah, Robert. I think the first thing you can do, you can still go to the GBC website. They still have the schedules up from last year.
We've got the old side. It's still up,
and it's pretty much going to be the same schedule. I'm assuming similar dates and everything. Find something that you look. Where are you from? If you don't mind me asking, that would help. Find something close to you. And if you don't want to cook that first time, reach out to an organizer, whoever the organizer is, and say, hey, I'm interested in cooking. Do you have any? Can you email and see if there's any teams that are willing to let me come shadow them or come watch? And that is the best thing that you could possibly do. I don't know an organizer out there that's going to be like, no, screw you. I'm not going to let you talk to us. So I don't know. I think that's a kind of a easy way to get involved. Yeah, just as many backyard, just pro teams at many events. Yeah, that's kind of yeah, Tom, that's true. There's just not as many events for backyards. What do you mean by a few teams? I live in Rome, Georgia. Rome. So there's quite a few contests up. Calhoun, is that kind of close?
Calhoun, Kennesaw.
Yeah. So some comps they need backyard teams to make it a sanctioned event. And look, if you're struggling on getting backyard teams, see if you can't go pro. And should fun of it all. If you're not interested in the fun of it, don't get in it because Chad Stewart. Get in touch with Chad Stewart, Stew Babies. If Robert, he is, and sorry, Chad, but I'm gonna speak for you. He is probably one of the nicest, him and his wife are nicest people in barbecue, and they are awesome, very laid back. I don't know how much secrets he's going to tell you, but you're not looking for secrets. You're just looking for processes and what is barbecue all about and how do I do it. And I think that would put you, Robert, if you can contact Chad or Chad contact him, that would just take off. You would be able to learn more about what's going on than anything by finding somebody local to you. Kerry Chastain, he is a guy that will cook with anybody. I say that. Sorry, Kerry, if I'm speaking out of turn for you. He has cooked with a lot of different people. He's had judges come in and cook. And there are people like this all over the country. I'm talking about people local that I know really well. But Kerry has had many people cook with him. He's had many people ask him, and he'll tell you anything. So if you see Hold Your Horses or you want to look up Kerry, he will definitely get in touch with you and help you get. He's not going to tell you everything he does, and nobody's going to tell you everything they do. They work too hard to get to do all that, but they will get you in the right spot in the right way of what it's going to take to go be competitive at a contest, and that's all you're looking for. Mm-hmm. It's great. Backyard barbecue is the pipeline to pro. I agree. Nurture it. I agree. I couldn't agree more. It is a pipeline to it. Don't stick in it. Don't clog up the pipeline. Get to it and go on. When Wes Garrett is there, that counts as 15 teams in one. Yeah, Wes Garrett's pretty awesome. Chad, there's your information. I need to come cook with you. One contest. I don't know if you're talking to me or Kerry or Scott, but come on. So, guys, this is what I love to see, the amount of people that are willing to jump on board. Like, if this doesn't tell you, and it all started with Bill with Triple H, right? A guy that won the Royal is willing to say, hey, I'll talk to anybody. And now, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to work hard and go home. Tom, and by the way, I am not picking on you. I think you're awesome. I love what you're doing. I'm just using the backyard through you. Please don't take offense to anything I'm saying. I thoroughly agree. I love what you're doing. You're awesome. Keep it up. So anyway, and yes, that is the growth. But the growth has got to be Lee, I understand. Yeah, that's the growth in GBC. But if we get bogged down and we don't have, there's way more contest. If the pro contest doesn't make it, then the contest doesn't make it. If there's 25 backyard teams and 18 pro teams, it's not going to make it. So we got to support that moving forward. Have to wash racks and pans. I mean, I tell you what, that is a cheap entry fee to go learn from one of the best in Kerry Chastain. So all you got to do is just go wash some dishes, and you're in for the long haul. Adam Dawkins, I think that's awesome. I don't know if Derek is still on. Derek Johnson's on. He wasn't upset or fed up or anything. He just wanted to cook. So he noticed that there weren't very many options to cook in the backyard world. So he went to pro because there was way more opportunities to cook. So if you're looking for opportunities to cook, then go pro. If you're happy with just going out cooking a couple times a year, by all means stick with it, right? Like that's fine. But it is backyard, right? Like it is. Don't start asking for a lot of money payouts, and don't ask for what Scott gets, right? Like, I mean, he's big time out there. But you know what, Scott? You talk. I've been talking way too much about this whole backyard thing. What are your thoughts?
You're doing a great job. No, backyard it should be a stepping stone. Is to get in, look at the kind of look at the barbecue world. Talk to the guys, talk to the other cooks, learn as much as you can, and then jump in it. I mean, that's what we're here to do. We're here to compete. So I wouldn't say hold back. Do not hold back, because most people, the most they'll spend is maybe 1-2 years in the backyard if they really want to. I'd say compete in 5 to 10 contests. You've got to go pro, and like I said, most of them can cook. They're ready. They're ready. The term pro is really not necessarily the correct, I think, the correct term to use, because we're all there cooking barbecue. We're all competing. It's just two classes. And really, with it, like Jason, said earlier, the material that you have to learn by, the people you have to learn by. I mean, you can compete. You definitely can compete. Now, like you said, Brian, if you're only going to do maybe a couple, 2 or 3 a year, that's fine. But there is, I feel, and I could be wrong. I mean, you give me your thought. I feel like the judging is more consistent in the pro division than it was the backyards. Plus, I want to see how I stand up against the rest of the guys. The big names. Because if I'm in backyard and I stay there and I get my scores, well, I really don't know how I'm going to compare to a Brian Jarvis.
You're way better. No, I think it's good. It has a spot, right? I am a huge fan of backyard. Don't get me wrong. I am a big supporter of backyard barbecue. I really am. Like and if y'all all heard me talk, I'm the guy that's sitting there saying we need to have more contests for those guys to come up and start cooking, give them an entry level, an easy way to get into cooking. And I think backyard is a great way to get your feet wet. But I also don't feel you have to start in backyard. You can start in pro. And if there's things that are holding you back, by all means, cook backyard. That's fine. I'm not against backyard. I hope I'm not coming across the wrong.
No. And Georgia is really, and I know some of the other states, Alabama, the backyard over there. I mean, it's like KCBS. It's 2 meats. It's ribs and chicken. You can come in and cook that on Saturday morning. Georgia's a little bit different. Most all the cooks here in Georgia, you got to cook pork.
Yeah. Carrie says I think they need to cook 4 meats, and I mean that's kind of a big deal. And speaking of the next backyard cook, Cole Jarvis just walked in the hotel room. No, he's not quite ready for it, but
he's got more 180s than I do, that's for sure.
I tell you what, he's got 180s coming out of his ears. It's awesome. And I'm proud of him. I'm proud of that guy. But anyway, so anyway, I probably need to start wrapping this up. Looks like the family's coming back up in the room. You want to say hello, Cole? Come on in here and say hello.
Hi.
Hey, Cole.
Mr. 180 here. Did you,
Yes,
you have a
sir.
good Christmas?
Yeah.
You had a good Christmas? What about that guy right there? That guy can cook he can cook great food, can he? He's
Nah.
awesome. That's awesome. Lee Hickle needs a rib and chicken class. Well, come on, Lee. Come on out to the GBC class, right? Stay out here after you cook teach everybody how to cook.
You know, Brian, here's a prime example. We're hanging out around the trailer, and you talk about how people are willing to help. Lee said, "Man, you want me to show you how I cook, process my chicken?" I said, "Sure." He hops in my trailer and he starts cutting. He starts trimming my chicken. So yeah, he's a great guy. Great guy.
Just another example.
Oh, absolutely.
Of a guy that cooks across the country, all over the place. He's willing to do anything. Lee Hickle is a great dude. I mean, just an absolute fantastic human being. Glad to call him a friend, and he's going to be part of our class here in a couple of weeks, next week. Not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Brian, we got to hurry up, buddy.
We do. We're on it. I've got a Zoom call coming up Thursday. So if you're taking the class, you'll be getting an email this weekend. Getting everything lined up. Our class is coming together pretty good. It's going to be a really good class. I'm excited about it. And I know Carrie's going out to cook. He's cooking. I guess it seems like some people's seasons is getting started soon. Down in Florida, they're cooking pretty quick. So, but anyway, guys, is there anything else you want to talk about before we run?
Nope. Maybe we get together next month, and hopefully we'll have things ready to go.
So, other than what Alan said, we're going to just discount what Alan said, and you're going to send an email or send a message to somebody, and you're going to get on that waiting list. Sorry, Alan.
I did not see what Alan said, but I'm sure I'll hear from him. So
Alan said we can't do it. So, yes. But you know what? I said we can, and I have nothing to do with it. So
okay.
But anyway, awesome guys. Well, thank you so much, Scott. You're a great dude. Thank you what you're doing in baseball and barbecue, and we're gonna get this Georgia thing rolling again. I love it.
All right, thank you for having me on, Brian.
Yes, sir. We'll see you all next week on Chewin the BBQ Fat. Have a great week and a happy New Year, everybody.